Hey everyone, welcome to Google. Stop. Hi, hello, welcome to a video. It's been a minute. I know my upload schedule isn't totally like the best thing, you know, that's just the way it is. But I was having a bit of a think, and that is a dangerous thing, I know. But to preface this, okay, just to preface this video, this is not me like going into doing something completely different. Like I said, I wasn't gonna make content about, you know, the Elden Ring. But I want to talk about it because in terms of kind of a conversation I wanted to have about games like League of Legends and games like Elden Ring, mainly because it's a very frustrating distinction and a very frustrating time in video gaming. For me particularly, and I'm assuming a bunch of other people, because it is something that pops up from time to time, people talking about this subject. And the matter of the fact is that Elden Ring was really good. I'm still playing it. I'm almost at 200 hours. I'm at the end of the game, and I'm going to play more. And I know it's not really fair to compare games like League and games like Elden Ring because they're two different types of games. One's a single player game, mostly RPG, open world, big adventure type game, and League is death. But that's fine. We don't have to compare them as games, but more, we don't have to compare them like as their individual parts, but as video games themselves, like games, we can compare them and how they go about being games. And if you don't know what, if you're following along here, hopefully you do. I think really the best way to explain it is like Elden Ring being a game and how it presents itself, and how League of Legends being a game presents itself to the consumer of said game, and why it is kind of frustrating for me as a lover of both these types of games. It's frustrating how they present themselves and how they're presented to the consumer. So really what I'm going to do is not make this a freaking 30-hour-long minute video. I'm going to break it down into talking about why Elden Ring is cool, why League of Legends is cool, why I like those two games, and compare them as video games, what they bring to the table for the consumer of the said game. Pros and cons, yada yada, differences, similarities, things like that. So why is Elden Ring cool? It's a massive adventure. Like that's the big thing. Like it's a massive adventure. You go off, you literally have nothing to start with. You're going in, you're doing the thing, you love it. It's a big open world. You have no idea what the heck's going on. There's no real context except you are supposed to become Elden Lord. There's a sense of accomplishment through everything that you do. And it's pretty great. You just go and beat up bigger things than you. You go beat up God. Like that is the thing. You go and you're given a sword, just a sword. It has no magical things to it. It's just a sword, and you go and stab God, and that is the game. And you feel a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of skill with the game, getting better at the different types of bosses that you're supposed to fight, all the enemies you're supposed to fight, and all the scenarios you're put into. You get this kind of gratification through getting through the game. It's a complete game. Like, despite all the bugs and things that have happened throughout the past, you can play through the whole thing, and it's a whole complete package that is worth your time if you want to take it. League, on the other hand, is cool because it's a competitive game. Everyone likes to be competitive. PvP is the whole big thing. I am a hugely competitive person to a fault sometimes. It does get in the way of things, but it is a competitive game, and it brings a lot to the table in that regard. And it also is a team game. You play with other people. Whether you think about that as something that is a good or a bad thing, it doesn't really matter. It's a team game, and a lot of people do like the team aspect of playing a competitive game. Community, when it isn't the absolute garbage, toxic community that we all know and love, it can come together and do some cool stuff. There's a lot of art that is involved in League. There's a lot of cool community things. Not as much as there used to be, in my opinion. That's a whole nother video to talk about that, but there is some community aspect to that. The Elden Ring also has that as well. Every video game that's big has a community around it that sticks around. It does cool stuff. And there's also that sense of skill, just like Elden Ring, but for a different reason. You're getting better at the champions that you play, getting better understanding how the game works, and getting better at understanding that Zolok is just another lifeless, soulless, desolate desert of a game mode. Like you just are alone all the time. I just said it was a team game. I was lying. So yeah, both great games, awesome. We all like to play them. We all love them or hate them for different reasons. But there are a couple of comparisons and similarities you can draw between them. Now, League of Legends is a game that frustrates me. The community can be complete griefers and garbage sometimes, and I constantly die in stupid ways through every single match that I play. Elden Ring, on the other hand, is a game that frustrates me. The community can be complete griefers, and I constantly die in stupid ways. So in those regards, they are the same. And that's kind of where the similarities end. There's not much else that goes along with that, but I think if we're trying to talk about the distinction between the two games, that's where the bridge even gets, the gap, the chasm gets wide. Now, Elden Ring as a game is obviously a single player game, primarily. You're supposed to go through the world, and you're supposed to, the sense of accomplishment as you go through it, this gratification that you get for just being better than the game almost, figuring out different ways to complete challenges and beat bosses and stuff like that. League of Legends can be that way too, but in a different way. But there's something that Elden Ring does, or I guess League does, that Elden Ring doesn't. Elden Ring isn't trying to sell me anything. It is a complete game, you can play through the whole thing, and never ever will the game tell you, pay $10 for this cool armor set. Pay $5 for this really neat weapon. Pay $12, pay $15 to fight a brand new boss. Like, it's nothing, no one's trying to sell me anything. No one's trying to like give off like microtransactions. There's no cash shop or anything like that. It's just the game. It's just the game. And that's the most beautiful thing about it, is it's just the game. Another game that just came out, my friends have been talking about a whole lot. I've been playing it, I've been watching them play it. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's the same thing. I haven't played it, but all I've heard is great things about it. The same praise that you can hear about like Tiny Tina's you hear from Elden Ring and vice versa. Like they're just games. They're just games. And they're really good at being games. League of Legends, on the other hand, isn't always good at being a game. I would say like 50%, like most of the time when I log into the game, I am bombarded by something that's trying to sell me something. And don't get me wrong, I have bought into League of Legends and the skins and everything. I buy skins, I buy cosmetics and video games. I do. Look, I'm also one of those people. I do the thing, okay? I consume with my money that I don't have right now. Constantly trying to sell me new skins. They're trying to sell me prestige skins, which are frustratingly just recolors. They're little legends for TFT, skin packs, emotes, ward skins, all sorts of Eternals even. Like there's all sorts of stuff that you could buy and be incentivized to buy and get. And like, don't get me wrong, you can get all of this by just playing the game, but it's a much, much longer process through boxes that drop, getting S ranks and games and things. Although I'd say I don't get as many boxes nowadays as I have keys. And so I'm just incentivized to buy boxes, which I've never, ever, and I will say this, don't at me, I've never bought a box or a key in my entire life, in any game, ever. I've never bought a battle pass, I've never bought anything like that. Oh, the pass, the TFT pass, like that's also another thing they're trying to sell me. Like there's some more stuff. Now, I understand that League is a free-to-play game. There has to be some way to make money off the game, although I would say that they make a lot more money off of esports than anything, but I don't know. I don't really know the numbers. I can't say that for sure, so I'm not gonna go and say that that's a fact. But really, I only have to pay for Elden Ring once, and I get everything that it has to offer. I get all the cool armor, I get all the cool weapons and spells, I get to be as flashy as I want to, or do anything I want to in the game. What do I get from League? Depression and a neat border that shows how much of my life I've signed away to playing a game that makes me want to strangle the nearest feline. I'm not complaining about League because I hate it. I complain about League because I want it to be better. I want there to be more community aspects to the game. I want more things to go, like more reasons to play the game than just ranked. Like all I really see half the time when there's updates to the game is 5 to 7 new skins that come out for people to buy. Don't get me wrong, they're cool, they're awesome and fun. And another prestige skin that makes me feel like, what is prestige anymore? How much I can swipe my credit card? And it kind of makes me worried about the future, because what about the MMO? What about any other game that comes out? I mean, Valorant is cool and all, and I don't really play the game, but there's also just all the things you get in the game are from purchasing them. And there probably are ways to get certain things from playing the game, just like League, slowly but surely acquiring cosmetics and cool stuff by playing the game. And that's a whole, and you know, this could be a whole other conversation about the rewards in League, in Summoner's Rift, in the game itself. Like, the rewards seem to suck dick. I love the game. I want it to be better. And man, Elden Ring has really just blown me away. It's blown me away. It is what games could be. And I'm saying it's the best game. It's not the pinnacle of all that is video games, but man, it is really close in my opinion. It's, you know, in my personal belief, it is so close to that perfection. Like, I want to keep playing it. All I can think about sometimes, oh, I want to do this, I want to try this, I want to go through this, I want to try to beat that boss. Step up your game, Riot. We got the same old, and there's nothing changing. Come on! I just want it to be better. I just want it to be more. That's all I came here to say. I didn't want to sit here and complain for 15 minutes. And I tried not to. But you know what? We're only human. And we can only do our best. Sometimes our best isn't enough, but right now, it's okay. There may be more videos coming up soon. I can guarantee it almost. If you observe this kind of thing and you feel this way, let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Do subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And ring the bell, obviously. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Also, don't forget I stream.